Hey everyone, hi, welcome. So I am in my car and the sun is shining in. It's beautiful. I love having the sun here today. I want to talk today about motherhood guilt. Motherhood guilt. It's so incredibly common. Like I've probably only known one mom who said, I never feel guilty. Almost every mother I know carries a load of motherhood guilt. Hi, Alfonso. So I just want, first of all, I want you to know it's universal, that motherhood guilt is universal. Almost every mother feels it. And we feel it because we fall short. We fall short on things in terms of the vision and the dream we wanted to have for our, look at that, I put my hands there, that changes everything, that we have for motherhood. Guilt comes in, and then we just feel bad about ourselves, about what we've offered to our families, especially how we feel about ourselves. And again, I want people to know that this is such a universal feeling, such a universal thing. And it's really important that we recognize it, that we acknowledge it, that we understand that this is kind of a, part of mothering in many ways. Not that we have to carry that. We definitely don't have to carry that. We can learn a different way to handle. There we go. That might be a little bit better. We can find a different way to not have to have that. So motherhood guilt also comes from that we don't live in villages typically. We parent in very isolated ways that we're, hi Maritas. We parent in very isolated ways. We're not connected in community as well as we should be. We don't have mentors. We don't have elders. The way that a traditional community would be. And so motherhood guilt comes in because we can't play all those roles. We absolutely cannot play the role of the elder and the mentor and the caregiver and the income earner. And as time has gone on in our modern culture, women are playing more and more roles. We're expected to earn more income. We're expected to have careers. And not that there's anything wrong with that, because some of us really want that. But we're also expected to be the mother all the time. We're expected to keep the house clean and take care of everything. And we really do take on these massive roles, and we can't do it. It's not sustainable. And so when we can't do that perfectly, we beat up ourselves. We beat up ourselves for not doing it well, which doesn't make any kind of sense. And we're not oftentimes aware of it. And so I just want you to know that culturally and structurally, we are in this scenario of having motherhood guilt when it's really not about us. It's just really about the culture and the structure of a society isn't really structured to raise families and to raise kids and to support the caregivers of raising children. And so from that standpoint, it's not our fault when things don't go well. It's not our fault when things go wrong. It's just not. It's not our fault that we can't carry all that. It's not our fault that we can't do all of that. And so it's just critical to understand all those pieces. And so what do you do about motherhood guilt? There's other aspects of motherhood guilt that I think are important to understand too. But I don't think I'm going to get into all of them here today, but I just wanted to share that, from the point of structure too, like I think I've talked about this before, where we think we're supposed to be taking care of the kids or playing with the kids, but the dishes also need to be washed. So if we're washing dishes, we feel guilty about not playing with the kids, and therefore with the kids, we feel guilty about not washing the dishes. So there's always something eating away at us as a mother that's not getting done. That's from the first thing in the morning to the last thing at night. And that is not our fault. That is a societal structural problem that we have as a society. And so I just wanted to bring that, because I work a lot with parents who think, especially women, who are like their worries and fears are eating away at themselves and the guilt is eating away at them because they feel like there's something wrong with them because they can't do all that. The other aspect that I would like to mention today is this idea around perfectionism. Like, women have this ideal of perfectionism put on them all the time because of the kind of the way women are viewed in society, and so many women have this perfectionist ideal around them, and when they can't fulfill all those roles, hi Florence, they really struggle. They really struggle with not being the perfect ideal woman for their family, for their children, for example, when they can't carry everything that they're supposed to be carrying. So it's incredibly frustrating as a woman to have all this put on us, and then we're not able to do it, and then we feel bad about ourselves. Like, it's really a downward spiral and a downward cycle. And so what do you do about it is the question. And I think there's lots that we can do about it, and that includes, like for myself, I get listening time. And I've talked about listening time here before, and I will continue to talk about it. I get listened to, basically, where I can really work on my feelings. And so some of my guilt, I've talked about the how women are viewed in our culture, and I can work on some of that in listening time, for example. I can work on my feelings of guilt or shame of not being able to keep up and not being able to do everything that society expects, or not to be able to meet my kids' needs because I have so many demands on my time and so many demands on things in my life. And so I work on that kind of stuff. It really hasn't been an issue lately, but it used to be an issue for me. And it's something I see in my clients all the time, for sure. And so, first of all, letting the feelings out so we can think better about things. And then the other thing is sort of standing up for your own desires, your own pursuits, your own, yes, Florence says, I still struggle with this. Sometimes I came to the realization that the expectations placed on me aren't all, I can't see everything here. Actually, I can't look at see more for some reason. So yeah, the expectations that are placed on us might not be ours, right? They're expectations by society. So we can stand up to, hey, like, I can't do all of this. I need some help and support. I need people to step in. I need to, all the expectations aren't yours, Florence, exactly. So we can stand up for, like, this isn't humanly possible, and I need community to help me. We can ask for help from people. We can ask for help from partners and spouses too, of like, this isn't possible. No, I can't make dinner every night, or I can't do this. Like, it's not an admission of lack of ability. It's just, we're not humanly made to do all the things that we do so much of the time as women. And so much gets put on us to hold, even though we're working and so forth. And so, anyway, I just wanted to put that out there because as a woman, I see this constantly in clients. I see this in my own life as well. And I even at this point in time, I'm like, I get my kids involved of like, hey, mom is one person, and I need you to help me out here. I can't do it all. If you need me to take you to volleyball or school and all these other things, like, I need you to step up and help me out here. And so it's okay to ask for help. So I get listening time. I ask for help from people, and I allow some things to slip through. Like, okay, that's just not going to happen right now. Because I can't hold it all. So, and being okay with that, not having to be perfect, like also accepting myself. So Florence says, I had to learn to ask for help. I felt that I was failing if I didn't do it all. Exactly. And that's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that we feel that way. And that is such a universal feeling. Like, I swear every woman I work with feels that way. And so thank you for sharing that, Florence. I appreciate that. And, I felt that way. And I think every single client I have feels that way and has a hard time letting go of that. And so that's also a big part of this, is letting go of thinking we have to be perfect, thinking we have to do it all, and we can also structure our lives to, that's a whole nother conversation, but we can structure our lives to actually have more in our life as well. So I just wanted to share that because we get stuck in these ruts as women that we have such a hard time getting out of. And we just keep going and we keep going and we keep going because women are so strong and women are so amazing, and we keep going and we don't stop. And we don't stop to think like, hey, no, this needs to change. And I've been doing that in my life a lot lately in the last 6 months or so, where I'm just like, no, this needs to change. This needs to be structured a different way in order for my family to thrive. And I'm doing better. My family is thriving more. People are stepping up, and it's huge. It's just a huge, huge step. And so I wanted to share that because I believe that women should have more like fulfillment in their lives. We should, and not just be on this hamster wheel of trying to figure out how to get everything done every single day. Like, that's just not a way to live a healthy, happy, fulfilled life. And we get to have a more fulfilled life. So that's what I wanted to share. I love your comments, and please let me know, like, what do you feel guilty about as a parent? Like, where does your guilt show up as a mother? I would love to hear that because I think it's an important concept, important thing to think about as a mother too. So thank you everyone for being here, and I so appreciate you, and I hope you have a beautiful, amazing day. Bye.